Okay, so just gonna send a quick little video wrapping up Ostara's first week. First of all, she's perfect. Really this week is because of the puppy camp, like I think she had a good foundation of learning and the markers. So this week has mostly just been branching off of that. So I really want to make an emphasis on creating muscle memory going into certain behaviors and teaching her like what the picture of things looks like before I really start placing commands on things. She's so infatuated, and I can't really see him in the shot, but my puppy's over there, she loves her. So I've been working on engagement and using motivation to help keep her interested in the things that I have to offer, which is food, play, things like that. So the markers that I've been using are yes, good, and okay, and then kind of playing around a little bit with no. I'm hesitant to do that too much right now because I want to make sure she actually understands what I'm asking before I start telling her she can't do something. That's not really fair. So yes means I like what you did there, come get a treat for me. A marker is, I guess I should back up and say, a marker is a cue or a sound that marks a specific moment in time that I like something, and for her that announces the arrival of food. So every time she hears this marker, this sound, food is presented. So that way, as we progress and she's going into the behaviors that I like, I mark that, and that behavior then takes on the good feeling of the arrival of food so that she continues to do those behaviors of positive reinforcement. I want to make sure I'm really showing her exactly what I'm looking for before I start telling her she's not doing something right, if that makes sense. So the markers, the different markers that I use are going to help her understand the picture of what I'm looking for. So again, now going back to the markers, yes is I like what you did there, come get something from me. I use that one when I'm shaping new behaviors just because there's not really anything that she needs to do past that. It's just that exact moment, that was exactly what I liked. That brings on the good feeling of food coming from me. And then right now we're getting into good and okay. So that's going to be our duration marker. So if I, come here, sit, good. If I tell her good, that means I want her to say behavior. I'm bringing food to her, good. And I can repeat that one, good, to keep her in behavior for longer durations. And then okay means that she can come out of behavior. So right now, again, lots and lots of reinforcement. I really want her to be excited about this and have a good time. Next week will be more kind of getting into how to respond to leash pressure, how to turn pressure off, and then switching up how I reward her, because now we're getting her used to that consistent reinforcement history so that she's used to that sequence. And then I'll start fading out how often I give her food. So space out between each rep a little bit. And then if she's doing something or asked her to do something and it's not exactly what I'm looking for, I can withhold food. And then theoretically, if I withhold food because she's used to that sequence of reward, that's going to make her offer up new behaviors or try a little bit harder. So I'll use that style of motivation to my advantage to get her to try harder to do the things that I want. So if you're looking for anything to do at home with her, I really encourage strengthening her response to the yes marker. To me, that's a really big one. That's what I'm going to use to get her out of sticky situations, to switch value from an outside stimulus like a dog or a person or whatever back onto me. So every time she looks at something that you think she's going to pay a little bit too much attention to, like she's laying down right now, but she was over there with my dogs. If she's starting to fixate on something else other than you, or pull away from you to go do something else, you can mark that, say yes, and have her run back and take something from you. So it will be a little bit of you being prepared when you take her out, or even if it's just at home, you have something on you to give to her. Every time you use that word yes, it is followed with food. So like right now she's sniffing on the ground, yes, good. Walk backwards a little bit, let her chase that food from you. So that's going to switch value from another stimulus back onto you, making you the most valuable thing. Or if she's like this, staring up at you, yes, we're going to reward engagement and things like that. I really want her to find value in checking in with you and looking and seeing what you're doing. Yes. I know it doesn't really seem like a big deal, but it's such a huge skill set to have a dog that's very, very engaged with you and worried more about what you have to offer than everything else and her competing motivators in the environment, in her environment. So nothing too exciting to relay back just yet, but it's her first week. She's doing really great. She has great engagement so far. When I take her out, she's wanting to walk next to me and check in with me, and she's not really investing her attention elsewhere. So definitely top student right now as far as all the doggies I have to work with. I look forward to continuing working with her. Right?